to the screen. Good morning or good afternoon,
Good
depending
afternoon.
on where you are. I am Debbie Danford, and I am the West Coast part of the East Meets West, and I am here with.
And I'm Tracie Evans Langley, and I'm the East Coast portion of the East Meets West team.
Thank you
And
so
we're
much.
glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you are joining us on replay, thank you so much for watching us on replay. We know that some people like to pop in and out at different times or signed up because they just love our class and they're going to watch it later and catch up. And if you are doing it that way, just keep in mind that you can, if you have questions about anything when you're watching the video later, don't hesitate to reach out and ask us. Everything will be shared out on the Facebook group as long as Facebook lets us keep it out there. I always throw that out there because we all know that Facebook is in control of everything. So as
And
long
it'll
as
be, and we can post the links to our YouTube as well so that you could watch it there.
we do not
Don't
post
we
this out
usually
on
do that?
YouTube because
Don't we usually do it unless, oh, we could though.
we could turn it into a YouTube link if we want to do that. I mean, that's an option, but usually we just post it out on our
Just
Facebook
post it
group.
on Facebook group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. And we've got some new people joining us today. And thank you for that too, for those that are new joining us and invited new people, because you all got a special little thank you gift in your packet. So we do appreciate that too. We have grown. Tracie and I have been doing this now for almost coming up to 3 years.
February will be 2 years.
Yeah, that we've been doing it. So yeah, it's grown from a couple to more.
And
So
we're very excited.
yeah, we are very excited. So we are going to start off with 3 people entered the waiting room. Okay, hang on.
Oh, good.
I have to let people in. So let me do that. Admit. Okay. So they're all joining. And then while they're coming on, we are going to go ahead and do a drawing to start off with first.
Yeah.
So let me pull up my wheel of names. There we go. And hopefully you see your name out there.
Double check that your name's on the list. Hey.
We think we got everybody's names out there. I was going from the Facebook, but then not everybody had got on Facebook yet. So we missed a couple. So if you don't see your name out there yet, let us know and we will add it really quick. Otherwise, we are going to go ahead and do a little spinny and somebody is going to win a really good gift. So I'm going to go ahead and click to spin.
Oh, goodness gracious. I know. Ooh.
Yay. Congratulations, Andy. You
Oh,
have
cool.
won an awesome prize. Tracie will be
Oh,
mailing out the
you want to see?
prizes this time. Yeah, hang on, and I will stop share and then you can show it. She's working on packaging up some.
You're going to get they are, oh my gosh, I knew I was going to forget the name of it. It is you're going to get a third of a celebration expressions, memories, and more pack. So these are really super fun. If you did Debbie's bonus class, you have used some memories and more kit cards. These are super fun. So they're all like bright and cheery. They could be birthday or like get well or something like that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes. So yay, congratulations.
Thank
All
you.
right, so we are going to go ahead and get started. So let me pin or spotlight me or my hands. Okay. And I like to stand when I stamp, so no more sitting down for Debbie. All right. Oh, just to give everybody a recap of how we do it. I start out with the first through 4 cards, and then we take about a half-hour break, and we all get off Zoom. Even Tracie and I get off Zoom because for me to upload the video, you have to end it all, and then the video will upload, and then I will put it out on Facebook later today. So we will take about a 30-minute break, probably around 11:30 or 12, somewhere in there Pacific time. Depending on how long we take. I did do some pre-die cutting, but not everything this time. And I'm going to try and slow down because I'm a fast talker and I tend to be a fast stamper. And sometimes we forget that we've got other people out here that are still picking things and doing things like that. So we are going to try and slow it down just a little bit. And then we will come back. when we are finished with the first four, we'll make a decision time wise. Like 30 minutes is about what I need. Sometimes it takes the video usually about the 20 to 25 minutes to upload. So we usually try to take a 30-minute break. So we'll make a decision. Like if it's 11:45 when we finish, we'll come back at 12:15 or East, Pacific time again.
I'll do the math for you when we get there.
Well, I can do it. I just wasn't doing it right now, but yeah, we'll kind of figure that out when we finish so that everybody knows what time to come back. And for us on the West Coast, we can go grab a snack and everybody can take a potty break and that kind of thing. So we do take a little break just so we can take care of the video part. We didn't want to do it as one big video because then it makes it really hard to upload. So,
Yeah.
um,
And then also, as long as your background noise is like not annoying, just go ahead and leave your microphone on, unless you got, like Jay Langley comes in, and at which point I will turn mine off.
right. And usually, like my grandkids are here this weekend, so but they all know that. And Christopher came in a few minutes ago with something, but he snuck in. Nobody even saw him. And I'm surprised they weren't trailing behind, or at least Annabelle anyway. But because she's the one that usually likes to hang out with Grammy, so but they know I have a class today, so we'll see how long that lasts. Okay, so here is our first card right here. So this is one of those, a nice, cute little fun fold. It opens like this. So in your packet, you should already have your old olive and all your old olive pieces. This should already be scored. If it's not, it needs to be scored at 1 1/4, but I'm pretty sure everybody's is already scored. So what you want to do first is pick out a coordinating piece of designer series paper. Now I picked the old olive. It's what I call the B sides, and quite often a lot of people don't like to or don't think about using the B sides of the paper, but I use them a lot and I stamp on them a lot too. But here's what the pattern looks like on the front. So it's this one, but you can pick anything you want. Um, and then you're going to cut. And of course, all the directions or the measurements are in the PDF, but you want to cut two pieces, two coordinating pieces that are going to go on this front flap layer. And then, sorry, on your pieces of basic white first. So you should have two pieces of basic white that you're going to add these coordinating pieces to right here. And then you have this one here that's going to go on top of here. So the first thing you want to do is let's just attach all these pieces of designer series paper. That way we don't lose them. We kind of keep them together. I'm usually a Stampin' Seal Plus girl, but for this kind of stuff, I am going to use glue. And you can use whatever your favorite adhesive is. And we'll see if this bottle will work. I've been having issues with this one bottle of glue, and I don't know why.
So you're assuming we prepared accordingly and cut all our DSP, right?
I am kind of assuming that, but if you haven't, that's why we're going to move along slower than what we normally do. So you have time to cut and prep your pieces. So if you don't have the PDF in front of you, you need to cut one of them at 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. That's this piece here that's going to layer on top of this piece of basic white. And then you'll cut two at 3/4 by 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go on mute while I try and catch up. I told you I was a hot mess this morning.
You're fine, Linda. You're fine.
Hello, Linda. Nobody's a hotter mess than I am all the time. I didn't have some of mine cut. Mom's totally ready to go, and I was not. Once again.
For once in my life, I got everything cut last night.
I've got it on
crooked.
Good
Well,
morning, Jen. Jen just joined us too. Good
Hey,
morning,
Jen.
Jen.
Winnie.
Okay, so you all will have time to cut your DSP. Like I said, I'm having issues with my glue, and I know it's got glue in it, but you know what? We're just going to bring in a new one.
Yep.
Instead of fighting with it. Okay. Ah. And I'll ask everybody as we're going along, if everybody's ready to move on so we don't move on too quickly. I mean, this card is pretty simple to make, and most of you have probably done something like this before. Um, so we'll make
Yeah.
sure we're helping you along the way.
Oh, hang on. Pat's having trouble. Let me call her real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So once you have your designer series paper attached to your basic white, and let me know, are some of you still working on that? And if you are, it's okay. Just let me know.
I'm still working on that.
Okay, well, just let me know when you're all ready, because then we'll move on to the next step, because I'll just burnish this really quick and then I'll wait. That way we don't get too far ahead for other people. So I'm fine with that. Hopefully you guys all have nice weather going on. I know Sharon's in Oklahoma, and let's see, some of you are in North Carolina. Most of us on the West Coast are all coming from Washington. Or at least at my house, we have a cloudy day today and the rain is coming in. So
That
hopefully
it is.
hopefully you guys have nicer weather than us. We had a fairly nice day yesterday, but
Hey, Debbie, it's
yes.
76 and sunny.
Oh, wow. Bite me, Tracie.
Really?
It's raining here.
And sunny.
It's like 40 something here and cloudy, and it's going to rain really hard this afternoon, is what they keep saying. So, yippee skippy.
But
What's
we're
a perfect day for
green.
crafting?
We're
Is it-
green all year, though.
Exactly. Mom, it's raining in Oklahoma, right?
Right, it's raining. Yes.
Yeah. But it's
Oh,
not
so
cold.
you have rain too. Well, welcome to the rain, but we're used to it here in Washington State. But
We have hoods. We have hoods on everything.
yeah. Yeah, we don't do umbrellas. We just wear jackets with hoods all the time.
Yep.
And it's kind of funny at one of the Stampin' Up! Conventions, we'll say. That's not what they call them, but that's what they are. But it was up in Vancouver, Canada, and they gave us all umbrellas. And even up there, everybody's like, we don't use umbrellas here. What are they thinking? Because it rains all the time. You can always tell a newbie because they're the ones carrying the umbrellas. The only people that use umbrellas is when you're out at a soccer game
Right.
and it's pouring down
one
rain.
spot.
That's the only time I used an umbrella. But
My
yeah.
umbrella is laying on the table, still in its little cover.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a nice thought. It has colors on it, but I've never used it because
I think last year when we went and cut our Christmas tree, Annabelle used it and she loved it because she loved all the little rainbow colors on it. So she thought it was
Right.
great.
Oh yeah.
But she's only 2 feet tall or whatever she was last year. So, it wasn't like you could barely see her walking underneath it.
She was an umbrella with legs.
Yeah, because it was pouring down rain the day we got our tree. But
Of course.
okay, so if everybody's attached their designer series paper to the basic white layer, then what you want to do is you have an old olive piece that's already cut, that one of those thinner strips will go on. And then the other one is going to go on that front flap on the card base. So you want to burnish and score that card base and then add those two there. And then your other one, which is going to be the little anchor that's going to attach all of this. That's what makes the flap come out. That one is going to go on here like this. So then you can go ahead and attach all of those pieces.
If you joined us for our live event back in March, one of the lobster cards, we used this layout. I used it.
Right. I thought
Yeah, it's a fan favorite around here.
It
Right.
is.
it's a good one. That live event was so fabulous.
Thanks. We appreciate that.
It was, I still have my little scissors that are now extinct, but
They are. Yes,
Oh.
they are.
There's my scissors.
Aw.
Are you guys thinking about doing one again? The next convention? Are you guys still thinking about it?
We
Um,
looked at it and for doing it in well, we tried to do one in Vegas and it just was a non-starter. We couldn't get anybody to call us back about venues and it was kind of a nightmare. And then we decided we were going to go to Mexico afterwards. So we were like, screw it, we'll just not do it.
We could all go
and
with
then
you.
there you
talked
go.
we talked about doing something for March. I just don't know what we haven't finalized anything.
Hard to find a venue
Yeah.
when you're not living there.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that was our
All
issue
good.
with, that was our issue with Vegas. And I even contacted the Red Rock where it's at, and they won't rent out to any people. They won't rent out any other room to other people unless you're booking rooms to stay in too. And I thought, and I even explained that we are going to be there already with Stampin' Up, but they were like, nope. And we tried, I mean, we did a lot of research. We tried to contact a restaurant we had been to before. We thought that would work, and they would never get back in touch with us. So it was getting very frustrating. And we just decided, you know what?
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth the hassle. And so we didn't plan it for there, and we haven't.
We have a big plan in the works
Of course you do.
Yes, we do.
that we will share when we have details.
Okay, so once you does everybody have the designer series paper on the basic white and then onto the old olive? If you should have 3 pieces, basically. You have the card base, you have this little strip here, which all you're going to do here is line this up along the bottom and the sides. If it's cut right, which it should be, everything will fit. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece here and you're only going to add adhesive to the top part here and to the bottom part here. And again, you can either use glue or Stamp and Seal Plus, whatever your favorite is. For this one, I am going to bring in my Stamp and Seal. And all I'm going to do, just so you can see, is I'm just going to add 2 strips at the top and 2 strips at the bottom. And then what you're going to do, this is what's going to make the little anchor for that bottom piece. This piece will line up right here at the top, and you can decide anywhere along here where you want this. If you want it in the center, you can go in the center. If you want it further over to the left, further over to the right, anywhere you want it. I usually go about over here a little bit to the left because we are going to stamp our greeting right here. And then again, make sure your bottom piece is straight. And then you just lay that down, put some pressure on there, and then that's how you get that piece right there. Woohoo! Easy peasy, right?
Give them a second.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm going slow.
You're doing really well.
Thanks.
She needs encouragement.
Oh, I'm a pokey. So this is working well for me.
I got it.
Yay.
Hey.
I'm working on it yet. I'm still.
Okay. Just let me know when everybody's got that step done. Because then the next step, we're going to be doing some die cutting. So everybody's either, if you haven't pre-die cut, you're going to be going to your machine and which I'm going to walk to my machine too. Now this card really doesn't have a whole lot of stamping on it. It's just the greeting because we're die cutting. I'm just poking out some of the little things out of here right now, but we're die cutting from a piece of the designer series paper, which is always nice to do too. Because sometimes I feel like we forget that we don't always have to stamp everything. Sometimes we can make some really pretty cards using, the parts and pieces that all come with maybe the bundle or the suite.
Right.
So let me know when everybody's got their little flap all put together. We'll just call it a flap. I know there's a name. What is this? I know there's a name for this fold, but I can't remember it. Bridge
Hang
card.
on. Let me see if I can look it up.
Isn't it a bridge card?
Yes.
I believe that is correct. Yes.
Yes, I think that's what it is too.
Here, hang on. Nope, wrong thing.
And sometimes we put those names out there in our directions, and sometimes I just call it a fun fold because
It is.
Sometimes there's like 5 or 6 different names that people have decided to call something, and it's like, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Okay.
Hang on, I'm double checking it.
Okay.
Okay.
How's everybody doing?
I'm not there yet. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. DSP. Hold on. My paper is over here. Paper. We're doing it out of.
Okay, so what you're going to do, so this snowflake here is die cut from this piece of designer series paper. And this is the piece that has the shaded spruce snowflakes on the back. So if you want to use a different one, you can. If you want to stamp yours in old olive or a different color, you can also do that. You do not have to die cut out of a piece of designer series paper. Now, what you want to do is take your piece of designer series paper, and I didn't bring the die over here. It's over at my die cut machine, but I am going to die cut this piece right here. And yes, I know some of you are probably thinking, well, you're wasting paper. Yes and no, we're still using a piece of it, and you still can use other parts and pieces of this. I cut this one at 4 inches. That way, when I cut out of here, I still have this huge section here, because we all know most card fronts are 4 by 5 1/4 most of the
Right.
time, unless you're doing something fancy. So you'll still be able to use parts and pieces of this. So don't feel like you're wasting it. So cut your piece at 4, and you can trim it down if you want. I'm just going to leave mine long because I'm just going to go cut this piece, and then I'll leave this long for down the road when I want to make something else with it. So I'm going to take the big die, and let me go grab it so I can show it to you guys. So it's this die right here, which this stamp here also goes with this die, which we're going to use this on card number 4. So you're going to take this die and you're going to line it up on here, and then you're going to die cut. Just like that. So it's going to line up just like that. So I'm going to go off to the die cut machine, and I'll be right back in a second, and then we'll see where everybody's at so that everybody can catch up. Okay, I'll be right back.
Everybody doing okay?
Doing good, I think.
This is a little less pressure than stamping with me, huh, Mom?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I didn't like my pattern paper, so I had to start over. So is the little flappy, how do you make the little flap at the bottom?
This piece here.
Oh, you just adhere it. So you
Yeah,
stick
so
the others.
so
Okay,
yeah,
I got
so
it.
just lay this piece out along the bottom, and then when you attach this one, you just line it up at the top, line it up at the bottom. Only put your adhesive in those 2 spots right here.
All right, thank you. That's what I missed.
You bet, not a problem. Yeah, go ahead and ask questions so that then everybody might have that same question too. So
Tracy,
Yes,
comma.
ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you could hear me. This is Pat.
Yes.
I have the information on my phone, but it's not very big. Is there some way I can get it on my computer?
I emailed it to you yesterday.
Okay. All right. I'll go back through my
Do I
stuff
need
and see if
you
I
need
can
me to
find
do
it.
it again?
Do you mind?
No, I can do it. Hang on.
Thank
does
you.
she have a copy of the instructions?
I do.
Yeah.
I do have a copy of the
Yeah.
instructions, but I'd love to.
Okay. Yeah, hang on, Pat. Let me get where I can see my
I'm
email.
sorry. I'm sorry to be
No, you're
interrupting
okay.
you.
You're
Not a problem.
fine, Pat.
Just one
It's all
second.
good.
Just one second.
Verse 6.
Hey, Debbie,
Yes.
you have 3 of those snowflakes out of the cherry cobbler up there?
Oh, right.
These
Yeah,
I die cut 3 this time, but I think in my directions it says 2. You can
It
die cut
does.
as many as you want. So I
okay.
think 2 will be plenty. I saw that after I die cut them. I thought, oh, my directions only say 2. And I couldn't tell on here. So you can die cut as many as you want, but 2 is really all you need.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right. So is everybody ready to move on?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. I'll give you guys all a few minutes.
Getting there. Getting
That's fine. You're all doing great.
If I ripped my little red snowflake arm in half, is there a better way?
Okay.
I-
Let me give you a tip on die cutting anything delicate like this. Wax paper. So here, let me show you. I'm gonna go grab how you need to do it and use your piece of wax paper. It makes it so
Yeah,
much
I had to do this morning. Pat, check your email, Pat. I just sent it to you again.
Okay, I'm looking at it, but it's not there. So maybe I should go out of the email and come back in.
Yeah, or refresh.
Dang it.
So if you're having issues ripping this, now also keep in mind if it rips, if this is still intact, this is really all you need because I'm going to show you a little tip about this little circle here. As you start piling these up and piling this up, it does make it pop up a little more than what you might want. So you can always cut that part off. So if this is still intact, you can still use it. We're going to make it work. But here's the little secret. When you have a really delicate die like this, here's your cutting plate or your base plate, your cutting plate. You put your paper down, put a piece of wax paper right here, and then lay this on top. And then when you die cut this, it'll die cut like butter. Yes, you'll have some wax paper here. All you have to do is peel that off. And then this will die cut so much easier for about, I don't know, 8 to 10 runs through before you have to use the wax paper again. So you don't have to use it every time, but it just does something to the dies, kind of sharpens them up, puts wax coating on them. I don't know the secret, but I just know it works.
Yep.
So if you're having issues die cutting these, because I had the same problem, especially
Yeah.
the little ones, put that little piece of wax paper. I know wax paper doesn't belong in our craft room, but we use it in here all the time. I
Yeah.
keep a roll in my craft room. And then, like I said, run it through once that way, and then you'll be fine to die cut a few more. And if you find it still is an issue, then just run it again with the wax paper.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps everybody with that little trick there on die cutting these little delicate things out.
It was in my bottom drawer right behind me.
Oh, I have some as well.
Yeah, I have some I keep in my craft room.
Yep. Yeah, I just rolled around and picked
Yep.
it up.
Okay, is everybody ready to attach their little detailed snowflake thingamajiggies to the die cut
I
snowflake?
am, but I've got to take a minute, Trace.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
just come back.
I'm
whenever
die
you're ready.
cutting.
Okay,
I-
so
uh,
it's, oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot a step here. So we're going to back up just one little bit. If you notice on here, and I don't know if you can tell, this snowflake actually has a snowflake die cut out of here. And let me show you. Let me go grab it. I almost forgot that step.
I thought that it looked different.
Yes, I almost forgot that little step. So we have in the dies, let me grab them. So in these dies, I should have just brought them over here with my die cut machine.
I know.
There's, I know, that's okay. I'm getting my steps.
Yeah.
There's two little dies that fit in the big snowflake and the smaller snowflake, and you can lay these out right here. This one fits here, this one fits the other one, or you can do it vice versa. It really doesn't matter. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. They're very similar. And then you want to die cut that shape out. If you want to do that, you do not have to, but if you do, then you'll see more of that cherry cobbler behind there, just so you can see all of that. So you have an option there. You can keep it solid. And then if you do that, what we'll end up for sure doing is trimming these so that you get more of these sticking out like this. So you have an option. So I'm going to go ahead and go die cut this out so you can see it that way. And like I said, you can use either one of these dies that coordinate with it. And if you don't have them and you are like fussy cutting this out, you probably don't want to do it that way. But I'm pretty sure everybody has the set and is die cutting. So we're going to die cut this one right here, right out of the center. Okay, I shall be right back. Okay.
Okay.
And when you die cut that out, just so I'll show you here, it doesn't form another snowflake here. It just forms little tiny pieces that are basically garbage. So it's just these little tiny pieces that poke out then. Yeah, it doesn't come out as one solid piece. So it's really not usable unless you're one of those that likes to put little
Well, I'm glad you said that it was trash because that's the
Ye-
first thing.
Yeah.
I was like, do I save? Do I not?
No, I would not save it. It's like, there's a point where you're like, no way, I'm not doing something with those tiny little pieces.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say trash it, but you can keep it and do something if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't.
That's okay. There's a time and a place.
Exactly. There's sometimes when you just have to say no, don't save anything else.
That-
Now, so
lemon.
here's what your snowflake looks now. So now you have that little snowflake cut out of the center of your big beautiful snowflake. Now you can take these and layer them up just like this. And you can use glue, you can use a glue dot, however you want to do it. And I did just use two. If you cut more, you can add more. Like I have an extra one here, but I don't think I'll need it. Because you can put as many as you want on here. Now, what this does, because of that circle here that we're kind of layering on top of, it does add a little bit of dimension to it. So I wouldn't use a dimensional because it'll make it really stick up a little bit further, more than what you want if you want to mail this card. So I would just either use glue, a little dab of glue, or a glue dot. Either one will work. And all I'm going to do is just put a little glue dot right here. And I'm actually going to end up putting some, and you want to make sure you're putting it on so that the front is up if you're looking at it backwards.
Right.
And then you can kind of adjust it a little bit so it shows where you want it to show here. So I'm just kind of moving it around just a little bit. And then hold that in place. And then you do the same thing for the next layer. And again, make sure it's not the back side of the snowflake.
Hold on. Let's make the piercer.
And since I already cut the three, I'm just going to go ahead and add it since it's already here. But if you only cut two, you can do two. You can do one. You can do as many as you want. Okay. So then here's our little snowflakes added to there. And then what we're going to do is attach this to here. And I put it right in the center. And again, I'm going to just use glue. And I'm going to attach a little bit of glue. Like I'm going to lay it down here so I can line it up. And then I'll attach some in the center and then probably behind this snowflake, and that's it. Do not put them over here on the sides or
Yeah.
it will no longer open.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to happen.
You've just
So
closed.
that's why I say lay it out to where you want it and decide where you're putting that little bit of adhesive. So as you can see, I flipped it over. I'm going to put some right here in the center, and then I'm going to put some right here on that snowflake and this snowflake right here. And then I'm going to lay it right back down. And you can use glue dots. You don't have to use glue. I mean, you can use dimensionals if you want to pop it up, but I feel like you don't really need to with this card. Okay, so I'll let everybody get caught up there before we stamp our inside piece.
Okay.
That's somewhere I misplaced my inside piece, but I had it here.
It'll come back.
It will.
Did Pat come back?
Oh,
No.
yeah, she's
No, I don't see it.
It's, I can't see Debbie or, okay,
Two.
okay. Now I can see it.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Now
Now
I
I can see. Yay!
Do you have two devices going?
Yeah.
Pat?
So Pat, go out of your phone. Just use just your computer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because we've got echo coming from your phone, one of your devices.
So just exit out on your phone. Just
Okay. I did.
okay. Perfect.
Perfect. Yay.
What a
Okay.
pretty card.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Does everybody have this part done?
working on it.
Okay, just let me know.
Come on. Come on.
I mean, the next steps are easy peasy, but I just want to make sure when you're stamping your greeting and stuff, you've got everything lined up like you want it to be. So I'll wait for everybody to get caught up here.
Actually, I like the idea of having three of the,
Of the snowflakes behind there?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm,
Yeah, it fills it in a little more. And
yeah,
yeah, I probably just counted wrong when I originally did it. So yeah, we'll probably try to change the instructions and repost, but it's not that big a deal. You could put as many, I mean, you could put more if you wanted to,
yeah.
but
Give
it
me
just adds
one.
that nice cherry cobbler color back behind there. And I just
Right.
thought it looked really good.
So give me 2 seconds and I'll cut one more.
That's fine. Everybody's doing good.
It's interesting. My wax paper wants to stay right on my cherry cobbler. It does not want to come off.
Yeah, sometimes it is hard to pick it off, and that's your take your pick tool comes in really handy for that. But
Yep.
it does help cut that so much easier.
Oh yeah, much better. But it's
Yes.
funny because sometimes it stays right in the die, and then other times it stays right on the cardstock. And it's
Yeah. Most of the time I've had it stay on the cardstock and I've had to pick it off. And with the
Yeah.
snowflake, it's all a bunch of little pieces, but it is pretty easy to get it off. So,
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, that's
I have a white cherry cobbler snowflake. I mean,
yeah.
it's got a tinge of white on the cherry cobbler. It's
Well, what's kind of funny is I'm surprised somebody hasn't said like, "Oh, look, you can die cut shapes out of wax paper and put them on your card."
yeah, that's a little tricky. That's a little tricky.
Actually, I think at our live event, somebody did because somebody got one of the pieces that had the wax paper still attached, and I think they were like, "This looks kind of cool," and stuck it on there.
Oh, and they
Yeah.
might have.
There's always an alternate way.
Exactly. Well, if you've been stamping a long time, if you think way back in the day, remember when we used to make cards with dryer sheets? I mean, come on.
True.
Back in August.
Okay, so for our stamping, now I picked the warmest winter wishes, which is in this bundle. I just love this greeting because I feel like it's a very generic type of greeting that
Anybody can use.
anybody can use. It doesn't matter about anything. Anybody can use it. Now, what I do is I lay the white piece inside. I do not attach it yet. And the reason you do not want to attach it yet is just in case you mess up when you're stamping, you still have time to flip it over. So, but I lay it exactly where I want it. Close this down like this. And then I'm going to ink up my stamp. And I'm going to stamp the greeting right here. Now, I might have got a little further than I wanted, but I think I'm going to make it work. Yeah, it should still work. And I'm going to stamp my greeting right there, hopefully straight. And there's our greeting right here.
Perfect.
So that's what you want to do. Now mine looks, no, I guess it's okay. And then you can go back and attach this to the to your card base.
Okay.
And then you'll attach it just like this inside, right where you were, where it was all lined up. And then there's that. Okay. And then all you're going to do is add your cherry cobbler bling. And I don't know if anybody has used any of these, of this paper or the bling, but I love this bling. Like I've almost used all of the cherry cobbler on other cards. And I think it's really a nice set of bling that they came out. I call everything bling when it's just the sparkly stuff. These are actually called the faceted snowflakes, but for me, everything's bling. Now, what I did is I put, and after today, when I make my cards, I think might be out of cherry cobbler. I put one little one in the center, and then I put two over here, and I used one big one and one small one. You can use whatever size you like, but then it adds a little decoration to the inside by the greeting there. And the nice thing is you still have a place to write something. Now, if you don't like, if you like the look of the card and you're like, well, I don't want to write anything in here now, you can always add a piece of basic white to the back and you could put your message on the back if you wanted to, if you really don't want to do anything on the inside of this. So that is an option for you too. Because sometimes people are like, well, I like how the card looks. I don't want to put my handwriting in there. It's like, well, you don't have to. You can add a piece to the back if you choose to. So that's an option there.
I think this is why I have so much bling, because I always order 2 packets because one is never enough because I end up using one color more than the other.
I kind of do the same thing. And as you saw in mine, I used almost all the cherry cobbler so far and not as many of the pretty peacock ones. And I've used some of the clear because the clear ones you can color any color. So, but yeah, I just love the cherry cobbler ones. I thought they were great. All right, so we'll let everybody get caught up here before we start project number 2.
Okay, hold on. So
I am very pretty.
Looks great.
we're using. All right, where'd you go?
Is anybody making any changes or are you guys keeping it pretty much like Debbie's?
I
I'm just,
put extra.
First time through, I always do it like the person has. Then I change it. It's kind of like
Linda.
a cooking recipe. You make it just like the recipe, then I adjust.
Then you adjust later. Yep, got it. Okay.
I
You
just
can,
add
if
the-
you're done, you can get packet 2 out, but we're not moving along until I know everybody's ready to move along.
Okay, Tracy, thanks for telling me to buy this set.
yeah.
You know, I feel like I should have gotten a commission.
We're enablers.
Yeah, enablers are definitely, yes, because Linda got to peek at some of the projects when we had our little staycation a couple weeks ago. So she decided that yes, maybe she needed it.
And it came in time.
Yes.
Woohoo!
And actually, who's made some beautiful cards with it is Laura B.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she made some beautiful cards at the staycation with it.
Nice.
Okay. So
Okay. Just let me know when everybody's all caught up and got the first card done, and then we will. If some of you are done, you can get out packet number 2, and then you can be looking through your designer series paper. And this is the pattern I used here. It's the garden green on this side, and then it's got the dark secret sea and some other foliage on it in other colors. But that's the pattern I use because we're going to be working with garden green this time. So you can kind of get your supplies together as everybody's finishing up. And I use that same greeting again because, like I said, I feel like it's a very good generic greeting.
Yeah, I used it a lot too.
Yeah. But I did end up, the next 2 cards, I used the other 2. So I did use all the greetings in here, which is good.
okay.
Hey, Debbie,
Yes.
I'm sorting cardstock. Are you proud of me? I'm organizing.
Wow. Look at you go.
I know. I had card kits and I'm like, why? You know what? Before I buy a pack of cardstock, maybe I should undo some of these card kits.
Yeah, I have a few that I had cut extra of, and then some of our East meets West ones, because I always cut an even amount, but then
Yeah.
I end up with one extra of your 4 because I don't use your
Right.
4 when I'm demoing. And then it's like, I've kept them. And then it's like, well, either I have to cut 4 more of mine and hope I have everything else to make another whole full pack, or I just
Right.
deassemble. And yeah, I do the same
Yeah.
thing.
And that's what and I had some from, I'm not going to tell you how many events ago.
Okay. How's everybody doing?
Just adhering, and then I'm ready to go.
Okay. All right. How about everybody else? How's everybody else doing?
I'm ready.
You're ready. Oh, good. Look at you go.
Okay.
Oh, she totally smoked me yesterday. She was totally ready to go, had all her stuff prepped. I think she even finished before I did.
Wow.
Woohoo!
You've been training her well.
Well,
Okay,
I don't know
I
about
think
training her, but
Tracy,
pardon?
I think you got me short on are we supposed to have 2 of these white ones?
You're
Debbie-
supposed to have one big one that's going to layer here, and then you
Yeah.
need 2 like this.
Oh no.
Oh no, Trace.
Okay, I messed up.
2 of the smaller ones. So do you have some more
I do
white
have
Sharon
some.
that you can cut a piece?
Yes, what?
Oh.
Yes, I
Let
will
me
do
tell
that.
you what to cut it at. So cut it at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then you'll
And
be
if
good.
I packed your kits, you might be short because I was packing them the day Debbie and I were doing it the
Dang
day
it.
before we were going. I was leaving town, and I apologize. And
Yeah,
also,
okay. So I'll kind of go through the supply list just in case. So you should have a garden green card base and then a basic white layer. These 2 are going to layer on top, and you can attach these 2 if you want. And then you'll have 2 pieces of basic white that are the 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. You'll have 2 of those. You should have 1 die cut label piece, and then you're going to cut some designer series paper, and then you have another piece of garden green that's 4 by 6, and then you should have like a scrap piece that's about a 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be. This doesn't matter really how wide it is. It could even be thinner, could be wider, but you wouldn't need it wider. And it's long right now, and we're going to trim it. I'm going to show you how we're going to trim it. So that should be what's in your packet. The easiest thing to do first is to just take this piece of 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white and attach it to the card base garden green. So let's just attach that first. There's nothing on it. You're not going to stamp on that. We're just going to attach it. We're going to use it as a layer.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
I'm waiting. The mailman's right here. I'm waiting. I'm sorry, I scared you.
Okay, so then you have that piece attached there. Then what you want to do, so again, just for measurement reasons, you need 2 pieces of the designer series paper that are 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. So you need 2 of those, and those are going to go right here on the side. And you're just going to leave your little 1/8 inch gap or 1/4 inch gap, whatever you want there. And then you'll have another piece, the same pattern. I use the same pattern. You don't have to. You could use coordinating patterns if you wanted to. And this one is 5 by 2. It's going to be the one that's going to lay right here and go diagonal on the card. But what we're first going to do is, before I attach these, what I like to do is take this piece of garden green and we're going to burnish these score lines. So you have 2 score lines on here. You burnish the center one, and then you burnish the outside one and you fold it up this direction. So then you have mountain valley, as we like to call it. And just burnish them really good. And what I do is I lay this in the center, because this is going to go in the center of this, and it's going to line up from the piece of basic white top to bottom. And then you can kind of judge also where you want these pieces on the side, just so you have your same gap on both sides. So you want to go ahead and attach these 2 pieces of designer series paper. And I use, again, this is where I'll use glue. Okay, then we'll put this side over here.
Okay, Debbie, I'm supposed to have 2 pieces of white that are going behind my 2 pieces of designer series paper.
No, you're going to have one piece of white that's 4 by 5 1/4 that you
Okay.
attach to the
Right,
card
okay,
base garden green. You have one of those.
okay, and then I just put the 2 little pieces. I was just behind you, so.
Yeah, that's fine. These
Right,
are going to
so-
be used on our little flap. So here, I guess
Got
I
it.
should have
Okay,
like this because it's going to open like this.
Okay, I'm way behind.
That's
so
fine.
Okay,
Where do I start with then? I'm sorry.
That's fine. Okay, so what you want to do first is take the piece of basic white and attach it to the piece of garden green. So take the 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white and attach it to the garden green card base, the biggest
Okay.
piece. Attach those first.
Okay,
then, okay, now I'm back.
And then after you get those two attached, what I did is I took the other piece of garden green and burnished those score lines. So you end up with this kind of little flap. You're going to have a mountain fold, valley fold, because this is
Okay.
how the card is going to open like this.
so that's the next step. Okay, I've
Well,
got that.
yeah, because I lay this in the middle just so I know where I want that and so that I line these up accordingly. And then you'll attach your your 2 strips of designer series paper right here.
Okay, may I see you fold that again?
Yeah, so what I did is I folded it in half, just fold it in half, burnish it really good, and then take this flap right here and
Okay.
fold it back towards the left and then burnish that really good. So then when you open it up, it looks like mountain fold, valley fold.
Okay,
Okay. So
Yes.
let me know when everybody's
I'm there
Um,
now.
caught up, and then we'll move on to the next step.
Okay.
CAC. Okay, how's everybody doing?
Getting there.
All right.
I'm at that point.
Okay. So the next thing to do is we are going to trying to decide how, and I don't know how the instructions read, but I'm going to do it like this. So we're going to attach this other piece of garden green to the card base. And you can either use glue, tear and tape, whatever you want to attach this. And you just want to put this in the center of your 2 pieces here. And make sure your folds are up like this. So you're going to flip it over and on this solid piece here, we will attach it. And I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus.
It's gonna get moved.
And then we will attach this right here. And just kind of, I just eyeball it. I don't measure. You just want to make sure it's close to the center. I mean, you can tell enough that. Okay, so then you will have this going on. But it doesn't look very pretty yet.
That sounds like something I would say. I know it really looks ugly right now, but I promise it's going to look good.
It's gonna look beautimous when we're
How
done.
many times have you heard me say that?
Exactly.
No.
There's that teeny strip of white at the top above
Pardon?
the paper. Like at the top. Go. Yeah.
Right here.
Is that okay? Because mine looks like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're
You-
submitting it.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Sometimes I'm a freak about stuff like that. I just
Oh,
needed to know it was okay.
Handmade.
exactly. So then you're going to take this big long strip if you have one. If you have 2, you don't need to worry about cutting it in half. And I'm just kind of, I just laid it out, just marked it with my finger at the middle point, 5.5, because you're going to use both pieces. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to measure, but I got pretty close. Because what you're going to do first is take your bigger piece of designer series paper, and we're just going to attach this to this, and we're just going to leave like about an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch, whatever you want. You can leave more because that's what this is right here. Let me show you what you're doing so you can decide how much you want coming out. It's just this little extra piece sticking out underneath the designer series paper and then onto the white. So you can have it come out as far as you want or as little as you want. It doesn't matter. Just make them both the same. You don't want one,
Question.
yes.
So there are two strips in the packet. One's longer than the other. Does it matter?
It doesn't matter because we just told each other when we were cutting and prepping, if you have a long one will work. If not, two strips work. So, because you're going to trim them down anyway, once you attach it to the card front. So it doesn't matter. And all I do, and I use glue here, and I'll show you how I do it. And I just take and I put a little bit of glue on the designer series paper, the back side, just like that, just a little line. And then I just lay it out just like this. And I keep it flat up here on one end. Not that it matters because we're going to be trimming some of that off anyway. Just keep the however much you have sticking out on this garden green piece here, keep it the same on the other side. Okay,
But
so-
it's on the top, it goes all the way to the edge of the green.
you can. It really doesn't matter because we're going to trim it off. See, we're gonna then attach this to one of those
Gotcha.
pieces of white, and we're going to trim it. So it really doesn't matter. It's just sometimes easier to get it straight if you line up with a straight at one end and then go from there. So it doesn't really matter because we're going to be trimming it off. Okay, so then there's my second one. So then it looks like this. Okay, looks kind of funky right now. I know, but it's going to look beauty-muss. Because then what you're going to do is you're going to lay it out from lower left corner, upper right corner. That's how I did it. You could go the opposite way. There is no right or wrong. That's just how I did it. And you're just going to attach this right here. And you can use glue, you can use Stamp and Seal Plus, you can use whatever you want. And once you get it attached, then what you're going to do is turn it over and you're going to trim all that excess off. Because your piece should be big enough, yep, that you have enough that it's from point to point here. You've got a little bit sticking out, just a little bit, and that's all you need. So I'm just going to add adhesive to this piece. And I'm just going to go right down the center too. And again, I go from the lower left corner to the upper right corner. And I just pretty much lay it down and then I flip it over just to make sure where everything is so that when I trim, I'm not like short somewhere on one of the points here. So everything looks good. Then I'm just going to turn this over. And I usually use scissors. I don't use my good scissors for this because you might have adhesive sticking out, especially if you use glue. So I use other scissors that I cut sticky things with. And then trim all the way around. Okay. Then we'll get the last pieces trimmed off here. How's everybody doing? Oh, everybody got quiet.
Busy cutting.
Working.
Are you all still here?
Busy cutting.
Okay, that's a good thing. It's not like you all decided, okay, we're done with this. Way too much.
Now it looks pretty.
Pardon me?
Now it looks pretty.
Yes. See, now it's getting there.
Yep.
Okay, then once you have this piece trimmed up here, you're going to attach it to this front little 2 inch or 1.5 inch flap. You're only going to attach it right here, just like that. So what I do is I kind of line it up where I know I want it, hold my finger right here and I flip it over, and I know I don't want to go past this mark right here with my adhesive. Now, if you want to add your adhesive to the garden green, you can. Just remember it's got a little layer going around it. It's not the same length here, because I left it. You could cut it differently where it would just fit and line up, but that's not, I liked having that little bit of garden green showing. So if you're going to add it to here, you want to come in a little bit and then just add it like to the center. But I always just find it easier to add it to this piece here. So like I said, I just line it up because we know it's going to go just like that. I kind of put my pencil mark. You kind of know it's going to be right here at this tip where you're going to start to. And then I'm just going to flip this over and I'm going to add just a couple strips, just like that. And if you're using glue, just put your glue right there. Tear and tape, the same thing. And then you're going to add this to the flap right here. Okay, so then we're going to center that right here. Just like that. So then there's our card front, almost done. And it's going to open like this. See, it's starting to come together. Okay, let me know when everybody's got that part done.
Got it.
Okay, there's one got it. Let's see. You will need a blending brush. I'm just kind of looking for one that has garden green on it, but maybe I don't have one that. All right, well, excuse me. We'll use this one. Okay. How's everybody doing?
Got it.
Nice.
Right, we're working on it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next steps are really easy, so we'll go slow here and then we'll do catch up at the end too, so some people can move along. So what you're going to do now is we're just going to die cut, or you should have this die cut piece right here, and we're going to stamp. And again, I use the Warmest Winter Wishes. We're just going to stamp that in garden green. And I just stamped it right there in the center. So that's that easy peasy. And then if you noticed on the inside, I took this snowflake here and I stamped it 3 times. And then I took a blending brush and just went around the edge there with the garden green. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but most of the time I decorate the inside of my card. Very rarely do I not. And if you're one that likes to decorate your envelopes at the same time, that would be the time you can kind of stamp the same thing. So I just inked it up and did, and sometimes I do like first, second, third generation when I'm stamping, but this time I did it all first generation, and I just did 3 snowflakes there in the corner, but you could do it however you want. And then I'm going to bring in my blending brush here. And I'm starting off to the side, and then I'm just going to add some garden green here. Now, if you guys notice, I'm using a glass mat. I love our glass mat. I use it I stamp on the glass mat all the time. If you don't have one, you need to get one.
So,
Okay. And then to clean that up, that mess right there, so you don't like get something in it, you just take your chamois and you just come in and wipe it up really quick, or you can take a paper towel, whatever you have handy, and you just wipe that up. And then it's clean as a whistle.
okay, I need to slow down for just a minute.
Okay, that's fine. Let me know where you're at.
I'm still. Okay, I'm gonna stamp warm wishes. I'll get it in green. And then I'll look for a.
Okay, just let me know where everybody's at.
I'll
Because
look-
this piece for the inside is easy peasy. You're just going to attach that to that inside layer right there. So if you're at that point, you can go ahead and attach that. And then I'll show you what you're going to do with the ribbon and how you're going to deconstruct that. But you can attach that inside piece.
And you reminded them that they do have a piece of ribbon.
Yes,
Not,
I
not
will.
part of their
I will
wall.
bring that up. So yes, you should have an extra packet that has a piece of cherry cobbler and your envelopes and your dimensional. See, I have one right here because I had an extra one just in case. And you're going to pull out that extra piece of ribbon.
Mhm.
I know you've got a piece. Now, if you don't want to use this, and we're going to deconstruct it here. The reason I did this with a couple of my cards is because Tracy and I had decided to use that new fluffy ribbon, but I didn't have it when I was designing. And then we kind of liked how they turned out anyway, so we decided to just give everybody a piece of this ribbon also. But if you want to use the fluffy ribbon, you can. It does not deconstruct like this does, so keep that in mind. We tried. It was a fail. We'll just say that. It was a fail. Now, you're going to use this ribbon on this card and the next card. So make sure you don't cut off because you're going to use it on project number 3. So make sure you don't use too much. So pretty much you can probably cut it in half and then you'll have enough for both because you won't need it for any other project except these two here. So I'm just going to cut this piece in half. I'm going to set half of it aside for project 3. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of my greeting. Okay, tell me if everybody's ready so I can show you how. And this ribbon here is actually really easy to deconstruct because it almost is screaming, pull me apart. There should be a little piece that'll be loose, like either end. I'm sure you'll have it. There's some ribbon that doesn't deconstruct as easy, but this one does. So you have a little piece, and if you just start pulling,
Ah, yes.
it'll come apart just like that. Now, I have been known to use this leftover. You can throw it if you want, but I'll be honest, I use it quite often. And you're just going to pull the whole thing. Now, Tracy likes to leave a little piece down here to like attach to. I don't usually do that, but it is a good tip if you like to have a little bit there on the end. But I'll show you how I do mine before you get to the end. Okay, so I pull it all the way.
Careful she doesn't try to go out.
Stop.
Okay,
This is dancing. It's not all about you. Let people break it.
so you have this pile here. Like I said, I use this because you can easily just plop this on the back of a greeting and just have it sticking out as some more fluffy stuff there.
Right.
Which,
So then
which
what,
ribbon apart?
pardon me?
Which ribbon did you rip apart?
Okay, in your packet, you should have a bag that has a piece of cherry cobbler for die cutting and it has your envelopes and dimensionals. There's a piece of ribbon in there.
Actually, theirs might be the ribbon is in project 2 and
Oh,
the
yeah.
red.
Tracy
is
put yours in project 2 and 3 then. Sorry. I
Well,
just
there's
put one.
it's all in project 2.
Oh,
The,
it's all
Okay.
in
the piece of
project
ribbon
2.
is in project 2, yeah.
Okay, so cut it in half. It should be long enough to do project 2 and project 3.
Oh, I have a different type of ribbon that's not going to deconstruct. So
You don't have to. I mean, if you have something else you don't want to deconstruct, you don't have to. What you're going to do if you did pull it apart, all I do, so you have these strands here that you've kind of kept together. I use my fingers and I just do a little wrap loop-de-loop like this. Kind of hold it like this because I like having those little loops. And then I lay it down like this and then kind of start adjusting as you want until you get it how you want it. And if you have to add more adhesive, you certainly can. And you might have some like loose stragglers that kind of float around. You can either attach them, cut them off, it doesn't matter. So I kind of have this going on. And then I trim these up a little bit because I don't want them quite that long. And they don't have to be the same length. Now, if you have some that keep wanting to come loose that you can't get to stick where you've added your adhesive, It's hard to add adhesive once you've deconstructed this. So I just use a glue dot. So if you have some that you still need to glue down, just pull out a glue dot and stick it on top. That works too. As long as it doesn't stick to your finger. Okay. Then once you have all that together and you're kind of ready to go, you can just add dimensionals to this and pop it up. Because I found dimensionals work better after you've added all that extra deconstructed. And if you didn't deconstruct, that's fine. You can add whatever. You can add the fluffy white trim if you want. You can add any ribbon behind there you want if you did not want to deconstruct. Some people don't like to do that part, and I get it. It's not for everybody. So then I'm just going to add like 3 dimensionals here. And I am going to stick one way over here on the end. And then we're just going to attach that to the front.
That's good. So you're going to, so how about your brother? How did that go? Did you guys?
Okay. And then this will just go right here in the center, just like that. Okay. And then you can add your bling to the front. And that's where I use the clear ones on here.
Yeah, right.
And there we go. So how's everybody doing?
Working on getting it corralled.
That's fine. Yeah, you kind of have to corral it a little bit.
I'd like to see the ribbon up a little closer. I can't see how you've. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. I like that.
Yeah. This one's a little bit messier than this one. I feel like this one actually turned out a little bit, just to show you this, my first one. Not, but you could do it either way, and I like how it looks. And like I said, you can always use this part of it too. So keep that for the next card that you might want to use it on. And if you don't use it, you can always throw it away. You don't have to keep it. I know how it is. We keep stuff and then we're like, what is this mess over here?
This is kind of a mess.
I never.
It does kind of become a mess. That's why I say if you know you're going to use it pretty much right away, keep it. If not, you can toss it.
You can't fish there, right? It's all salt.
Somebody's a fisherman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how are we doing? How's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Still,
Woohoo! Look at you, Linda.
Okay. There is a lake there though called Salt Lake. I looked it up.
okay, so getting it down, hopefully.
Okay. Wow. A few of you are just finishing up the last touches. You can go ahead and grab packet 3, project 3.
Hold on.
You're good.
Okay, come on. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go there later.
okay. It's stuck to my fingers.
Did you use a pop-up thingy, did you say, to affix the warmest wishes to the green panel?
Yes, I used the mini dimensionals, which you should have a sheet of those in that extra little packet of stuff. Or I'm assuming that's where Tracie put them, was in with the envelopes.
I have them.
Okay.
I actually think they went in their little goodie bag because Debbie and I had a little snafu with what we decided to put the goodies in this time, and I did not get mine in time. So my group got a little different goodie bag than Debbie's group got.
we were mailing stuff to each other, and we all
None
know
of it
that
got there on time.
it didn't. Yeah, it's like, okay, we're mailing stuff out at the latest on Tuesday. Well, I got the stuff from her on Tuesday, and she got the stuff from me on Tuesday, but we had already mailed out first thing Tuesday morning. So, and some of you got some. I mailed out actually that Friday. We had an issue with mailing because we didn't take into account that Monday was a holiday when we planned this way back last year when we picked our dates. So that kind of threw us for a loop. But
Just
all
never,
right,
the postage and the mail is never quite what I think it is.
exactly, exactly. Okay, is everybody ready to move on to project 3?
Hold on for just a second. Tell me which stamp you used for the inside.
Oh, I used this snowflake, but you can use either one. It's this one here. It looks like this
I don't think it's that reliable because
versus the other
Tracie.
one has little
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
almost look like little pine. The other one looks like kind of like little pine needles in a way,
Okay, I'm gonna
but you
do,
can use either one. I just picked
Tracie,
one.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't have that stamp set. You took that home with you, didn't you?
Yes, Mom, because it's mine.
funny thing about
Okay,
it.
well, Sharon, do you have a snowflake stamp set?
Yes, yes,
Then you
I,
can
She
pull
stamped
out.
everything.
I
Yeah,
do. I
okay,
do.
then you can pull. She didn't have you stamp on the inside, did she?
Yes, I did. We
Not
did
on
all of
this
her
one.
stamping and all her prep. She's just giving me a hard time because she wanted me to leave the stamp set with her.
Now the truth comes out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Y'all see what I go through all the time now?
Oh, life is so difficult with mothers.
Hey, hey, look out, look out.
Hey,
Actually,
My mother
actually,
had to
she
admit
really spoils
all
me,
these.
so.
I do. True.
all right. So
Okay, for those of you that are ready, we'll just start getting some paper cut and stuff. So you're going to pull out packet project 3. You're going to have a thick basic white card base. It should be scored at 5.5 and 2 because we are going to make a cute little gift card holder.
Yes.
We thought it would be a great time to add a gift card holder just because we're coming into the holiday time and that's when everybody likes to use gift cards. I used the side of the designer series paper. Again, this is technically what we would call the B side.
You told me about the fish.
With Pretty Peacock. Whoever has can somebody mute who's ever doing the fishing talking? I don't know who it is, but
So, the last time I went to a lake was like 2 weeks ago.
Is that the iPad Air?
I don't think that's Pat. Is it Pat?
No, I don't have anybody
No,
in my
it's not
background.
you. Yeah.
Anyway, last 2 weeks in a row, I've gone to,
Okay. Well, I'm going to mute that person for right now. Yep, that was it. I don't know who that was. Okay. What you need is 3 pieces of designer series paper, and you need 2 of them that are 4 by 1 3/4, and then you need 1 piece that's 3 1/4 by 4. So you need to cut 3 pieces. You don't have to use all the same pattern if you don't want to. You could use coordinating colors if you wanted. I chose not to. You should also have 2 scrap pieces of one of basic white, one of Pretty Peacock. We're going to stamp our greeting, and then you're just going to trim this down with your paper trimmer or your scissors or however you want to do it. And then you'll do the same thing to layer this on top because all I did is stamped it. And then I just trimmed it at angles, but you could die cut if you wanted to. I've been doing this quite a bit because I feel like it's easy for everybody to be able to stamp and trim it however they want. So, and I think it looks nice. So,
And what were the sizes for those two?
These two are 4 by 1 3/4. So you need 2 of those.
1 3/4 and 4.
Yes, 1 3/4 by 4, 2 of them.
Did we not cut those, Mom?
No,
Okay, I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. I need to practice anyways. And then what is it? 1 and what? I'm sorry.
That you're fine. It's 1 3/4 by 4.
Laura Miller needs to be admitted, please.
to be admitted.
She's in the waiting room.
No, it's not popping up, but okay, let me hang on just a second.
Yeah, she's in the waiting room, she says.
Um,
Oh, was she on the Facebook?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
yeah, because
okay. Oh, here's,
I
oh,
don't.
I just got it. Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
No, she's in the waiting room. I'm now seeing her message. But I can't admit her, right?
Well, I don't see it showing up.
Is it possible to send her a separate invite?
Here, I'll just hang on.
Yeah, because she's not showing up. Because usually there's
Tracy, when we cut these, it might have been about 11 o'clock that night.
Yeah, there might have been some wine involved too, Mom.
Well, that makes it better.
Yeah, because I don't see her showing up anywhere. Usually there's somebody's waiting to be admitted.
Yeah,
And when I click on participants, she's not out here either.
Okay, hang on. I'm messaging her.
Julie. You're going down. Please.
Okay.
All right, I told her just to try to re-enter.
Yeah, because I don't see it anywhere.
Let me send her since I'm really good at sending this Zoom text now. There we go. Okay, I've messaged her the link again.
Okay. All right. So you're going to burnish and both score lines. So you're going to burnish the middle score line and then this score line here. And hopefully yours is straight. Mine is a little crooked here, so I'm going to just straighten it out on my paper trimmer. I'm not sure why, but Debbie didn't cut straight, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to straighten it out right now. So if it's off a little, just put it on your paper trimmer and you can fix it.
Everything is fixable.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, as I say. Okay.
Happens.
It does. Okay, I'm watching and for her to come back in, but I don't see anybody yet.
Okay, I'm keeping an eye on it too.
Okay.
Or I'm messaging with her, so hopefully.
Okay. All right. So once you have your score lines, this actually goes this way. Debbie had it the wrong way. This is going to be it's going to go like this, just like that.
Goes inside. Okay.
Yeah. So this little flap goes on the inside because that's where the gift card holder is going to be. What you're going to do is attach this piece of designer series paper here. And before you attach this piece here, you're going to add a piece of that ribbon around it, and then you will attach it. So don't attach it till after you add the ribbon. So that's the first step, is to add these two pieces. Again, you can use Stamp and Seal Plus, glue, whatever your favorite is.
Whoops. Whoops. That is not the right size. Oh, I did not cut that right.
Do you need the measurements again?
My DSP, it should have been, yeah.
So
Wow.
you should be at, the big piece should be 3¼ by 4.
3¼ Okay, so that one,
And I'm assuming that's what our directions say. Let me double check.
3¼ Okay, I'm
3¼ by 4. And yeah, and 1¾ by 4. I just double checked the directions just to make sure. And then you have your two pieces. Just remember, this piece here over on the right-hand side, you want to add some adhesive and then attach that piece of ribbon first.
How long is that piece of ribbon?
3¼
It's half of what's
cool.
left over from the first half. So, or the last card we just did. So this piece is about 11 inches, but you're going to, this is how I attach ribbon. I don't wrap it around the whole card. I add my adhesive. I put a little corner here. I fold it over, put a
Yep.
little corner here, and then I trim it. And then you have enough to tie your little half bow here.
And it's much better because it's not so thick.
And you're not wasting ribbon.
Yep.
I see a lot of people demonstrating sometimes, and they wrap ribbon around the whole card, and it's like, why? Why is all I can say is why? Because you are wasting ribbon, in my opinion. But I don't know. Anyway. And then you just attach it to the front, just like that. So then you have what looks like this. Okay. Now, if you noticed on here, do you see this stuff right here? That's from the last card. So see, I did use it. I forgot I had used it until I looked over. This piece here will go right here. And I just did a half bow. That's what I like to call it. I don't know what you really call it, but that's what I call it. And I just tie a knot and then I just trim these edges a little bit. Just like that. Okay. So then we've got that going on. Okay. Is everybody at this point?
I'm getting there.
Working on it, working on
Okay.
it.
I'll give everybody a few minutes here. I'm going to grab a circle punch because you will need a circle punch. It doesn't matter what size. We're just going to be cutting a little half circle on the inside for the gift card thing. But let's let everybody get caught up on this part.
And Mom, if you don't have one handy, it's not a big deal. You don't have to do it.
What? One handy
The
what?
circle punch, because because I didn't have a circle punch with me.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't have one.
What did you do for the bow? I apologize. I wasn't watching. I was trying to glue.
I just did a half bow, so you just tie it half knot.
Got it.
Easy peasy. I mean, you could tie if you have enough left over and you want an actual bow, you could, but I'm one that just likes the half knot quite often, especially with wider ribbon.
I really bite at tying bows, so I like this method much better.
I hear you.
Lots of us are bow challenged.
I think I'm the only person in the world who actually likes to tie bows.
Well,
I don't mind it. I
would like it if it came out decent.
I just tend to go the easy route, I guess is what you could say. So once you get this step done, then open up your card and you've got your little flap here. Before we attach this flap, we're going to attach this piece of designer series paper. And you can use tape, glue, whatever you want. Once you have it attached, then you're going to do a little half cut right in the center. Again, I don't measure, I just eyeball it. So we'll just attach this here. Now I just opened my card up so it's flat. That's why it might look a little different right now. But this actually goes right here. Okay, so once you have that, so here's the card open. And then here's the front. So then we're going to take this right here, this piece we just added. And let's see, this one is a 1.5. You can use a 1 inch. It really doesn't matter. And if you don't have a circle punch, you don't have to punch it. If you have circle dies, you can always lay this down on your die cut machine. You can cut it with a die too. It doesn't matter. And I just go halfway and punch. And then you just have that little area where the gift card can slide in and out. Okay. Let me know when everybody gets to that point.
Hold on. Oh, there it is.
No problem. Okay, let's see. Celebrate the season and pretty peacock.
Okay.
All right. Now to attach and close this part up, you want to add, and I say glue for this one, because you want to be able to slide the gift card in. So I always say use glue. Now you can slide the gift card in this way, or you could slide it in this way. It will fit both ways, but the way this card is laid out, you're probably going to want to slide it in this way. So what I do is say put a little bead of glue here and a little bead of glue here, and then close it up and let it, get stuck down really good. If you want to use tear and tape or Stampin' Seal Plus or any of those, make sure you get it as close to the edge as you can because you want to be able to slide that gift card in. So keep that in mind. That's why for this part, I definitely use glue. And you only want to go on the two sides. If you go all the way around, you're going to close it up and it's no longer going to be a gift card holder. It will be decoration on the inside of your card. So as you can see here, I just put a couple, well, you can't even see the glue, but
Yeah,
I
you
just
can.
put a couple lines, and then I'm just going to close it up and then just put some pressure on here so that it will stick. And you might have a little bit of glue that seeps out the side. You can just use, you know, if you have a magic eraser, just use one of those to clean it up. And
Okay,
then
Debbie, can you see Laura Miller in the waiting room now?
now I can. She's in.
Okay.
Okay, so now you should have your gift card holder here. Here's the front. And then we're just going to finish up with some stamping of the greeting and decorating with that leftover fluffy stuff from the last project.
That's a technical term.
It is. So I'm using this time Celebrate the Season, and you should have a scrap piece of white that's plenty big enough for any of the greetings that are included in this set. When I know I'm going to trim it down like this, I tend to stamp closer to the bottom because then you don't have to trim top and bottom. You only have to trim, the top off. And I leave a little bit because I know I want to cut this piece or this end at an angle. So I'm using my grid lines here to make sure it's straight, inking it up. And then I'm just going to stamp this right here. And if all goes well, it's straight. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to close that up so I don't drop anything in it. And then I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And then this is how technical I get. I just line it up and I guess. I don't measure. I just kind of line it up so I can make sure I'm not cutting off any of the top parts of the greeting, and I just trim it down just like that. If you stamped in the middle and you feel like you need to trim off the bottom, you certainly can do that. But it's just that easy. Now I see people do it with scissors. I'm sorry, I can't cut anything that long with scissors, so I use my paper trimmer. I feel like I'm a cheater. I use my paper trimmer.
That's
Then
not
what you're
cheating.
going to do is cut, or how I did it. You don't have to do it this way. Each piece, each end here at the little angle, and you get that little greeting right here. Then all I did is laid this down on top. Again, very difficult. And I just trimmed this end up. Actually, I'm going to trim it just a little bit. I feel like it's a little wider than what I want. So again, I'm not measuring. I'm just going to trim off like just a sliver because I felt like it was maybe just a little too wide. And then I'm going to lay this back down here. And then I'll trim off my corners. I'm sure somebody has some professional way to do this, but this is my professional way. And then I'm just going to come over here and trim this side up. And there you go. That's it. Very, very technical there. And then all you're going to do is attach your greeting to the pretty peacock layer. Just like that. Okay. Let me know when everybody's caught up, and then I'll show you how I added that leftover fuzzy stuff. It's really difficult.
It's fussy.
It is a little fussy.
Well, it's not. It's easy. You're just going to really plop it down. Now, this is a little big. I mean, you can use all of it if you want, depending on how much you have, or you could just cut the blob in half. Like I'm not going to try and find the end and pull it apart. If you don't want to use it all, you just cut part of it in half. And I literally just kind of pull it apart like this. I've got glue on my finger, so it was sticking. And I just kind of lay it down. And then you get this. And once you attach it, it'll just be on the front of your card. If you want it smaller, you can trim it down a little. Ah. And then we're just going to attach some dimensionals to the back of this. So pop this up.
Oh my goodness.
You having fun with that that leftover stuff?
Oh,
But see, it's no waste. We're not wasting any of that ribbon.
not at all. I love it. Okay. We'll see. At least Macy hasn't seen this yet.
Oh yeah, she'd definitely want to play with that.
Oh, trust me. She plays with anything, including my dental floss. Anything that looks like a ribbon,
Oh, I believe it.
she is on it like a blanket. She's
Okay,
hopeless.
then you will just attach this to the card front with your dimensionals. And this time, this whole section is a little bit wider than I did the first time. It doesn't really matter. There's, like I said, no right or wrong to the size that ends up to be. I probably just trimmed this one down a little more, but that's why you're just using your paper trimmer or scissors to do your trimming. And then again, we're just going to add some of that clear bling. And then once you're done, as you can see, your little gift card holder, everything should be dry on the inside. See, it slides in and out really nice. And even it'll slide in and out even without the little hole punch. You almost don't need that part, but it's just kind of nice to have it. And there's that part. And then we'll just add a little bit of blingity bling.
You get those things off your feet.
You're just having too much fun with that stuff. Okay, so there we are, project 3. And how's everybody doing?
I have glue everywhere.
You well, that happened. I guess in a way that's a good sign. That means you're working away.
I am. I mean, I've got glue everywhere.
I've got fuzzy stuff everywhere.
You got fuzzy stuff everywhere.
I'm afraid that's a mother like daughter thing.
Well,
the glue everywhere.
Yeah.
You have glue everywhere?
Not yet, but I will by the end of the day. I did yesterday when we were stamping.
it's not going to stick. It's
Okay, how's everybody doing?
you don't want to know.
Okay.
Oh. Hang in there, Carol.
You can make it work, Carol. You're a
You
professional.
got this. You're a professional.
Really? Now I know what you look like when you're lying.
I was going to say, somehow I don't think she believes you.
Yeah, I get that feeling. Okay. So get out packet 4. And then while everybody's finishing up, I'm just going to go through some steps so you can first start die cutting a few things if you have not already done it. But here's what our project looks like. So this one, we're going to do some stamping on it. We're going to stamp a background. We're going to stamp this snowflake. We're going to use some daubers to add some more color. And then we're going to die cut a whole bunch of those, parts and pieces. And then on the inside, I stamped a little bit of that fern and crumb cake and used a blending brush. So what you want to do first, in your packet, you have a piece of early espresso. You're going to die cut the back of the pine cone and the little accent leaf. That's out of early espresso. I'm going to lay them out over here. Out of crumb cake, you're going to die cut the front of the pine cone. And I die cut 2. And I don't know exactly what the instructions say. I think that's what they say, but this is what I ended up die cutting. I mean, you can cut more of anything you want and decorate it even more. And then I cut out of that scrap piece of cherry cobbler or out of the center of your layer, because we're going to cover this up. I die cut one big one, and for that, because I was already die cutting, I just die cut 3 of the small ones. It may not say that many in the instructions. It's just I had the space to do it, so I thought, you know what, I'm already die cutting. Why not die cut another one? And I'm going to poke these out while everybody's catching up on that part. So you can die cut all those things. This snowflake in the center, we're going to stamp and then die cut. So I'm going to wait until everybody's caught up, and then we'll do that part. And we'll stamp the background.
Okay. That's out of the way.
Okay, so there's all your little die cut pieces laying right here so that you can see them.
Okay. Back out of here. All right. I'm coming. I'm coming.
You're good. Really, it's fine.
You want to see my card? It's got goo and guck all over the place. Okay, I'm on to number 4. Oh, okay, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Okay, so then I'm gonna use
This is my
okay.
okay. So
And those little daubers you got in your little extra pack of stuff, you can either use those daubers, or you can, if you have daubers that already have the colors we're using, you can use that if you want to save your new ones.
so I want.
Crumb cake. Cobbler.
All right, so we want a leaf, uh, and
And then this time we're going to be using cherry cobbler and crumb cake together.
pine cone, and pine cone, a leaf, and another red.
The pine cone is out of, the base is out of early espresso. You should have a piece that these two will fit on. And the top layer of the pine cone is out of a piece of crumb cake that you should be able to die cut a couple of these little guys out of also.
Okay. We need 2 of those and 1 of that. Okay, so, and then we need another one of the long snowflake piece, or the big long guy.
You can, yeah. I mean, like I said, you could cut more of any of these depending on how you want to decorate the front of your card. You know, some people don't like to do a whole lot of it. Some people like to add a whole bunch of stuff to it. So you could always die cut extra, and if you don't use them, you can use them on another card.
All is better.
That's how I look at it. It's like it,
More is always better. Okay, so where's my little guy? All right.
and then I think
So,
I just want to make sure what I did here. Yeah. Okay.
where's my 12? Okay. Show me. Where are you?
Click it again.
Where's the weird?
Okay, how's everybody doing?
Die cutting.
Die cutting.
Die cutting. Okay, perfect. Nope, that's good.
You can see. Okay. You've picked up before, right? Okay.
My son just came down and he was oohing and awing over the cards that we've made so far.
Nice. And how old is he?
31.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even better because he's an
Yeah.
adult and he's oohing and eyeing. I like
Yeah.
it.
He's like, I really like the card holder. Probably hoping to get some gift cards for
I know,
Christmas.
really.
Hint, hint, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
Well, I had somebody, you could see her for a minute, that came in and picked some stuff up to work for me. And I was afraid she was going to stay here forever because she was standing over my shoulder watching. And
I saw her.
yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, Kathy, you can leave now. I don't need you standing over my shoulder. It's bad enough trying to keep track of what I'm doing. You standing over my shoulder is not helping. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so I need 2 more of these. Oh, I need 3 of the little guys. Okay.
I did 3 only because there's 3 dies in the thing. You may not use them all. You may use them all. It was just easier. I mean, there's 3 dies in there. It was easy to die cut all 3.
Okay,
And then die cut
do
1.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more about what was easy at the time.
Okay.
If you're already running it through, you might as well just cut 3. If you use them, you use them. If you don't, you don't. You're not out anything.
Trying to.
Do you think are they going to need wax paper also, do you think?
Well, if you've already used wax paper when you did this one, it should be fine. These you could put a piece in. I didn't for these when I die cut them and they cut fine. It's this big one that I had more problems with was this one, but it's not going to hurt. Let's just say that. It will make it easier, but
That big
Do you
one.
just, can you repeat the wax paper?
oh, you
Okay.
bet. Yeah, hang on. Let me grab it so I can show you exactly what to do. Visuals are always better. Okay, so you have your cutting base plate. Oh, there was that piece of white I couldn't find. Cutting base plate, then you have your top plate. So you're going to put your, let's say it's this piece of paper here, piece of paper down. Then you'll put your wax paper here and then put this here and die cut. When you die cut this, then when you pull this off, yes, with this die, the wax paper usually sticks to the paper and the die. You just take your pick tool and you can peel it back off. But once you do this once, then you should be able to die cut this die without it sticking probably a good 6, 8, 10 times, something like that. It just depends, without using wax paper again. If you find you do it once and then you go to do it again without the wax paper and it's still not cutting right, just run it through again with wax paper. But you don't have to do it every time.
So we've got paper, then the wax paper, then the dye.
Yep.
Okay,
And
thank you.
yeah, then it should cut like butter. It really does. It makes a huge difference when you die cut.
Are you cutting the wax paper by itself and then doing regular paper, right? Not all the paper and the wax paper together.
All together, as far as I could tell. I just layered.
Yeah, you just layer all your plates and then you layer the paper, the wax paper, and then you put the dye on top of the wax paper and then you put your
Oh,
top plate on.
okay. Okay.
Okay, is everybody are some people still die cutting?
I am because mine was not cooperating, so I had to go get wax paper.
Okay, not a problem. Just let us know when everybody's ready.
It was like, okay, for the first 4, and then it said, nope, not cutting anymore.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And then, like I said, once you use the wax paper once or twice, it'll cut really nice for quite a few more cuts before you have to use the wax paper again.
Usually on these really fine ones, what I do is run it through twice.
Yeah, what I've noticed, especially with the bigger snowflakes, sometimes it rips when you try to pull it back off. So then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do the wax paper trick because Tracy and I had used the wax paper trick, I don't know, back on one of our other classes. I can't remember which one it was. Beach, I think when we were doing something with one of the beach scene ones. Or maybe it was, I don't remember. After you've done so many, you kind of forget which one you did when. So
Yeah, it starts to run together.
they do. It's like, when did we do that one?
I will tell you, it's being very stubborn on one half.
It was
Really?
the sand dollars, Debbie.
The sand dollars, that was it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And those intricate ones were not fun.
Yeah. 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 Because we pre-die cut all of that.
Bless your heart.
Well, okay, well, mom pre-die cut.
That's right. Your mom was there visiting. That's
Mom.
right. See, now I remember. Your mom did all that die cutting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, look what mom does. And then she takes home a set I wanted.
Oh my gosh. Guess what's going in the mail Monday?
No, I don't even want it now.
Oh my God.
Do y'all see what I live with? That's what she's like. This is what she's really like. Not nice like she usually is on the video.
Okay. Is everybody still die cutting?
Nope, I'm ready.
I'm getting there. Come on, wax paper, just come off. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Mine is just not being cooperative.
But I have to say, Tracy helped me get all of mine cut while she was here.
Well, except for the failure of the DSP, but let's see what just don't give me too much credit yet.
Okay.
She did tell me that, yeah, she did tell me that she helped you get everything die cut so that you were ready to go. So
She did.
But I made her actually do all the work.
well, that's good.
She did that too. Yes.
Now the truth comes out. Okay, so I think I don't want to say anything too early, but I think I'm there.
Okay. We are going to,
Yeah.
you're going to we're going to stamp the little background if you notice on here. So I've stamped, and it's kind of hard to see, but I've stamped the one snowflake randomly all over. So what you're going to do is, now I use the other little snowflake, the one that kind of looks like the pine cone-ish type leaves. And we're going to stamp with crumb cake, and we're going to stamp off unless you want it to be darker. Just to show you, this would be the darker first version, and I stamped off. So, and that's what I was testing here because I was pretty sure that's how I did it. So I did like stamp off like this. So I use a scrap piece, stamp off, and then just randomly start stamping. And I did it all over the place 3, 4, 5, 6 times. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to get some background stuff going on here because it's not really going to matter. And it doesn't matter how many you stamp. It's all up to you. Okay. So there's your first step. And I just kind of filled it in a little bit.
Which size piece is that on?
That's the 3 3/4 by 5. It's the piece, it's the middle piece of Very Vanilla. So it's not the square one, because this is the one we're going to die cut the snowflake out of, but it's the smaller of the other 2 pieces. One's for the inside, one's for the front. So it's the 5 by 3 3/4 inch piece.
Okay, where is crumb cake?
And once you randomly stamp, then you'll take your blending brush and your crumb cake, and you'll just go around the edges with it.
Okay, crumb cake. Where did you go?
Well, that one I can't help you with.
I know. It's hiding. I thought I had, well, I got 2 of everything, so where in the world is it?
And that just kind of softens your edges up just a little bit. So we just go around the whole thing. Okay. Now let me know when everybody's caught up to that step. because then we're going to stamp the big snowflake
Well,
and die cut that. So I'll wait till everybody's ready to do that part.
all right. This is ridiculous. Okay, because I'm gonna walk, so. For once. Oh, there it is. Well.
Okay, how's everybody doing?
I'm
Ready, ready, ready.
Ready. Okay. What you're going to do is take the snowflake and you're going to ink it up in crumb cake. Really good.
The
Okay.
biggest one.
The biggest one. So you take that bigger snowflake, ink it up in crumb cake, and then you take a dauber and
Or
you
a
ink
blending brush.
or a blending brush. Really, for this, a dauber works better. Blending brush won't work. I mean, I think you'll end up with too much on there, but you could use either one.
Okay,
You'll
Mom,
take
I don't
your
know if I left daubers at your house or not. I don't think I did.
No,
um you'll take the dauber and you'll ink it up with crumb cake, and then you just randomly stamp that crumb cake or that cherry cobbler on top of where you just inked up with the crumb cake. Now don't cover it completely because then you'll just end up with a crumb cake or a cherry cobbler snowflake and you won't have the mix of both. Then what you do is you huff on it to moisten that ink back up. I know some of the things us crafters do. And then you stamp it.
I think Shannon West said we're not supposed to say that anymore.
Yeah, right.
Oh, really? We're not supposed to say we huff on it. So what are you supposed
Yeah.
to say?
I don't know, but apparently at some point I remember her presenting at something. She's like, "Oh wait, we're not supposed to say that anymore."
Oh,
I
so
think
then you
the
end
point-
up with this. And I know here on the video, it's hard to tell it's two different colors, but it is two different colors. Now, if you don't like how this looks, you can flip it over and you can do it again. And you can either use a dauber to add both colors. But when I'm doing that kind of effect, usually I start with the lightest color and I just ink up the lightest color because it's just easier, and then go back with the next color and use your dauber or blending brush or whatever you want. So I'll go through it one more time just so everybody can see, and I'll stamp it again on the back. Now, mine looks a little bit lighter than it did the first time I did it, and that's probably because I need to re-ink my cherry cobbler up is what I'm thinking. And I haven't done that recently. So I inked up the large snowflake in crumb cake, inked it up really good. And then I just set it down. I bring in that dauber, and I'm going to try to get ink from like the edges where it's maybe a little bit darker. Keep that in mind when you're using your ink pads. We all tend to go towards the center. So sometimes if you go towards the edges, you'll find more ink over there because you haven't used that as much. And then you just kind of tap it around in a few places, and then you blow on it instead of huff on it, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, moisten it with your breath.
Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, so that's pretty much the same as the last one, but you could try it twice. That way you can decide which one you like better. And then what you'll do is you'll die cut that. Now, if you notice on this one, I did not die cut that center snowflake out of there. And the reason I didn't is because you could see my little stems coming out, because I did do it the first time and I thought that's not going to work because I could see all these little stems. So I didn't. I left it solid, and then I just put a bling in the center of that one. And I felt like it worked out better for this particular design not to die cut that center out. But you could try it and see if you like it. But like I said, I didn't like how it looked. Okay, I'm going to go die cut this and I'll be right back.
I really like these colors. These are really pretty.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's blue. Yeah.
Well, no, this one's brown, and
Oh, well, that one is brown. That's true.
yeah, I like the brown.
Yeah.
But
I like those colors together too.
on my second card,
Mm-hmm.
I messed up.
Uh-oh.
Can you see what I'm doing?
Hang on.
So instead of the green stripes underneath,
Yeah.
I put them on top.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay.
It doesn't look bad.
No,
You're
we'll
the,
let
you know what? If
everybody
you hadn't
yeah.
said anything, no one else would have known.
No, I
Yeah.
know, I know. But
We don't tell when we just find an opportunity to try something new.
oh, okay.
Exactly.
That's called artist liberty.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay.
where do we go from here?
Then you're going to attach your stamped piece to the cherry cobbler, and then you'll attach the cherry cobbler to your early espresso card base. So attach all three of those pieces together. That's your next step.
Okay, that goes on the front.
Yes, this is going to be the front of your card. So
Okay.
take that 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of very vanilla and attach it to the cherry cobbler layer. Yours may have been die cut out of, or you may have used that scrap piece. Either one works.
Well, that's
Nobody,
neat. I didn't know. That's neat. I like it.
yeah, nobody knows that you die cut out of the center of it because you're layering it all up and it's hidden. And it's a
Right.
great way to use layers without wasting paper. So and then you'll layer this piece on here. So that all goes on just like that. Then the next step, and this will take everybody a little bit of time on how they want to decorate. What I did is I just added, this is my back side. Remember, I stamped it twice, so that's why this one's way off because I picked this side to die cut. I just went and added a whole bunch of adhesive, like strips from point to point, and then just started adding some of the accent pieces behind there, depending on how you want to tuck them in. Because we're going to actually pop this up with dimensionals. Now, I know sometimes some people will go ahead and put them on the front and then start sticking them in. I like to kind of hold it with my tape behind here and then just kind of start laying them out as I like. Now, remember, you don't want it to stick way up like this. So when you're attaching it, it's probably going to go about in the center. And then you're going to end up with this piece right here with your greeting on it. So, don't put stuff sticking too far up so that it's going to come up past your card front. But that's all I did. Now, this big one here, I trimmed it down. So all you're going to do is trim that because you don't really need that circle piece there. So you're going to trim those little circles off. And that's the same thing I did with all of these. I didn't keep the circle because it was making it too bulky underneath for this card. So you have all these little tiny pieces that you're just going to tuck in wherever you want. The same with the crumb cake ones. And then the crumb cake pine cone front, you're going to attach to the base layer. And then that piece or I put it on top.
So you put the snowflake on first and put the extras on afterwards, or I'm
No,
sorry.
okay, you can. So if you want to, if you're one that likes to tuck underneath, what you would do is add the snowflake with dimensionals and put it down. And then you could start just tucking these in with a little bit of glue. I like to hold it myself and then just kind of start tucking as I go because
Oh,
I
okay.
just put adhesive behind here. Yes, it's sticking to my finger, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine because then I can just kind of add pieces as I go and I can see what I'm doing. I don't know. That's how I like to do it. But I know everybody's got their own little way of kind of adding their own little extra bits and pieces, but that's how I do it. Because then I can see kind of what it looks like at the same time. And then if you get to a spot where it's not sticking, you just add a little bit more adhesive. Because those little ones are tiny. And make sure when you're adding the little ones, you're doing the front of it, not the back of it. Because sometimes it is hard to tell. And you may not even use everything you die cut. You may find that you get a whole bunch of stuff on there and you're like, I kind of like it like that. You know, I don't need any more. And that's fine too.
But while you all are doing this, I'm peeking at the pictures that Linda and Marilyn posted of their workspaces, and I want to see if they're that tidy at the end of the day.
Oh, shoot, Tracy, you forgot to remind me. I forgot to take a picture of mine.
You can still do it. It's okay.
It was clean at the beginning. Actually, mine's not too bad today.
Mine's
I'll take my picture when I'm done of the mess, and then I'll clean it up while you're stamping, and then I'll take that one. So then I'll have them both.
Mine's a mess.
Mine
a
started.
disaster.
It started out pretty neat, but
It happens. Tell you, it's a never ending. Like a few weeks ago, Tracy had her staycation and I had my weekend retreat. And before I'd left for it, I actually cleaned my desk and it was like super duper spotless clean. It just looked so good. And then I came in from that weekend and unpacked and it exploded again. It's like it's a never ending thing because as soon as you start creating, you start pulling stuff
Challenge.
out and it's
It's just a challenge.
goes to hell in
Well,
a head.
and when
Hell
you've
in a
got
handbasket.
multiple projects going on, that was my problem is I've had kits left over from people coming to stamp, and it's like, okay, this has all got to get put away. It's driving me nuts. So I
Yeah.
have cleaned a little today.
And Tracy and I were designing for several things going on all at the same time. So we had a lot of creativity flowing.
bless Bess.
Mother,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What
I'm
did she
kidding.
say?
She says, bless Bess, where I say another word.
Oh,
Nice.
I forgot I wasn't supposed to say that.
You could say it. It's fine. I just think it's funny.
Okay, Mom.
Well, I glued on the wrong side.
Oh,
Okay, so the one that goes in the front is the pine cone and the,
so here I'll lift it up again so you can see that I put one pine cone in the front and one little
Little what?
decorative, yeah,
okay,
right there. But you, like I said, you can do it however you want.
okay,
Sky's the limit now. It's all about how you want to decorate that part.
okay, so,
And then you'll attach that big snowflake. And like I put one dimensional on that leaf sticking up there too, because we've got the minis, so that works. And then I just put dimensionals around there. And then you'll just attach that to the card front wherever you want it.
one little guy.
This is the fun part. After you did all that hard work die cutting all those pieces, now you get to scatter them all over the place.
Right. So this is going to have, okay, so I really want that. There. This.
Okay, let me know when everybody's up to this point.
Okay, so I think I want one of these little guys out of the, okay, hold on. Where did these guys go? These. Where did crumb cake go? Come on, crumb cake, show yourself. Did I dump crumb cake? No, there it is. One of these guys in crumb cake real quick.
Okay, everybody still decorating away?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay,
No,
that's okay.
all right, so this guy there.
Everybody got so quiet now.
We need some background music. I wish they still sold the Stamping Up music that we had from years ago. That
Oh,
we,
yeah, yep, that
the
they used to
CD.
play.
yeah,
Yeah.
they still do it. You know, when you're on hold for.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking somewhere in the archives, I have when they sold that, I have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
think I
bought
did too.
that
Oh,
CD?
yeah.
Because yeah, they put it out for sale there for a while. I didn't buy
Right.
it, but
I somewhere in the archives, who knows? Only the Phantom knows that. But I do have it someplace, but never to be seen again, undoubtedly. But
yeah.
it's if Robert were here, he could find it for me. But Robert is MIA, so. So now we get to put it on with dimensionals,
With
correct?
dimensionals, yes.
Yes. And then, but we have to have it high enough because there's going to be,
Well, you just want to make sure you're not going too high.
yeah, but
Because your greeting is actually going to come across, or how I put it on. You
Right.
could lower it, but I put it like right across the bottom part of the snowflake. So I think there's a little tiny tip of the snowflake sticking out right there, but can't
Right.
hardly see it.
okay. So, okay. It's definitely raining here.
Not raining here yet. I mean, it rained overnight, but it's not raining right now. It's still cloudy. So that means it's coming from the south if it's already
yeah.
at your house.
Yeah, I can hear it coming down the drain pipe in front of me.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Well,
so
they
it's,
said this afternoon's going to be nasty.
yeah, well, it's already here.
Oh, yucky.
Yep.
Well,
I think Laura Miller said she was having some bad weather today as well.
where does she live?
You're in Michigan, right, Laura?
She's got her mute on right now, but that's what I was thinking. It was Michigan, but I couldn't remember. I knew it was an M, but I couldn't remember which M state it was. Well, I knew it wasn't Montana. That one I did know, but I knew it was further. Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, I got that part on, and now I'm gonna. Okay, so that's kind of like so. Okay.
I have glue all over the place. I'm going crazy with the glue.
You better go wash your hands during the break.
I will. I will. Now I've got to put my little. Where did you put that? At the bottom.
I put my green glue in one of these little tiny guys from Amazon.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
I have some of those too. I don't like the ones I bought because mine tend to clog. So I've gotten really good at just using our green glue just
Right.
like it is. And
This one is easy to squeeze because I have a lot of people who have arthritis in their hands. So it's easy to squeeze and it doesn't clog because it has this little weird.
I might have that little thing on it too, but
Yeah.
I've not had good luck with them because I
And
do
it's
have
funny,
some of those.
I store them upside down and then I pull the little thug that gets in there.
Yeah.
And I have them in each one of their bins and it's worked.
Nice. Nice.
We've been using them for a year and
Nice.
it's worked like a charm. And I do have the famous quilting pin.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah. But usually when I had 7 people here in my retired group on Wednesday, but I go through and check everybody's before they get here
There you go.
and works like a charm. Okay.
So I used the greeting, it's the most magical time of the year. And again, we're going to stamp in the center of that scrap piece of very vanilla that you have. And hopefully this one isn't too thin. I think it's perfect. Oh, yeah, that lined up just perfect.
Nice.
And again, I'm just going to trim it with scissors. This has been one of my favorite things to do lately because, like I said, it's easy to do. Everybody can do it. And if you don't want to do it like this, you can die cut if you want. But I feel like it just adds a little bit to your card. It's not just a straight flat across greeting.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to do, I took the crumb cake blending brush and I just went around the edges. You could use a dauber, you could use the direct to paper technique if you want to do that. And I just went around the edges to soften it up just a little. And then for our inside, so that then those that are done can be moving along. All I did is I took this little fern leafy guy, don't know what you want to call it, like our technical terms for some of these names.
Absolutely.
I just randomly stamped it first, second, third generation on the inside. As many times as you want, just to kind of give nice little texture there. And then I took the blending brush again and went around these edges.
I think pine bough is the term you're looking for.
Thank you.
Now we're getting technical.
Now we are. Okay, then that's it for our stamping. So then what you'll do, like if you guys noticed, and I didn't bring this up, but I like to work in a flat surface when I can. Sometimes with fun folds, you don't do it that way, but I didn't score or I didn't burnish my card and I won't do it till I'm done here, but then I can just flip this over and attach this to the inside.
Oh, that's what I need is a brush. Oh,
And then again, you will attach your greeting. Now, you will attach your greeting kind of across like this. So if some of it ends up on top of the snowflake that's already got a dimensional on, you can put adhesive in the middle and then just put a couple dimensionals on the end just so it's not like sagging on each end.
Yep.
If it lays out a little bit different on yours, you may not need as many dimensionals, but depending on how it lays out, you can always put adhesive in one spot and a dimensional on another spot. And I'm just putting a dimensional on each end and the adhesive in the middle. And I'm just going to lay it out right here. I'm going to actually come up just a little bit. And this piece here, your greeting really should go, probably will fit right across on that 3 3/4 width across there, just the way that greeting fits. And then you'll just add some bling to it. And this time I added 5, but I won't be doing that this time because I'm almost out of the cherry cobbler bling. So I have all big ones left and I always hate to use just all big ones. So I'll definitely put one in the center for sure. And then I'll decide from there. I think I'll at least put 3 of them on. I don't know. Maybe I will put all 5 on. Now you could always do clear and color them if you wanted to too. Oh, I'll go ahead and put 5 on. What the heck? There we
Oh,
go.
you're going rogue today, aren't you?
I am. Look at that. So yeah, there is the last card. Now, if you find you have, like I have this one right here, almost sticking off the edge.
Oh.
I may trim it off. I may try to tuck him down underneath. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but it's not the end of the world. And I think it would probably still fit in the envelope, but I may just trim that one off. So keep that in mind when you layer everything up, that nothing's
Trouble
sticking
has
off the
appeared.
edge.
This
What's
is
that?
Macy. This is Macy. I said,
Oh.
trouble has appeared. Say hi because you're going away. And you can stay in your chair or you can leave. It's up to you. Nope, she's not going to stay.
Yep, typical.
Well, I
All
turned.
right. So how's everybody doing? What I'm going to do is remove spotlight on my hands. And then if you made yours a little different than what I showed, please share what you made so then we can see what you've got going on. And that's on any one of the first 4 cards we just did. It's always nice to see what other people are doing with it.
Debbie,
Yes.
which set did you find the pine cone in?
It's in the set we're using, the Delicate Pines. They're dyes. It's 2 different dyes. One's
Okay,
the solid background and one's the front
delicate
layer.
pine. Okay,
Yeah, the
thank you.
Delicate Pines. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So proud of myself. I did it all.
Yay!
Woo! Way to go.
Okay, so I got that. And then maybe show me where our greeting goes one more time.
Yep.
I think I've got it.
Here, let me, it'll be easier to see if I spotlight this again. Whoop. There.
Okay, so that's
Just kind of down at the bottom. That was the first one. Here's the one I just did today. I did it just a little bit different, but not much.
okay. And then I need to stamp the inside. That's my,
Yep.
okay. So dimensionals.
Yay.
Are you done?
Yep.
Woohoo!
How'd it turn
Woohoo.
out?
Good
I
job.
know mom die cut a couple of different pieces. She didn't die cut all the little, she used more of the leaves, I think.
Nice.
Oh, what are you talking about?
On the last card, didn't you die cut more of the leaves, those
I-
and not those little intricate ones?
I did those. I did 2 of the big ones.
Let me see your last one.
Hold up your card. Let's see.
Hold up your card.
Wow, beautiful. That
That's
turned out
gorgeous.
Very
awesome. Yeah,
pretty.
you did die cut a lot of the bigger leaves, which I like that too.
I
And you
did
got-
the light color, the cream or the tanny color, and then the dark brown color.
Yes, I like it. That turned out awesome. It's beautiful.
And I felt like I had to use all of it.
That's why I said that's the
Yeah.
fun part was all the decorating. You can put as much or as little as you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, that was fun. And then I told you what I did to the second one. Yeah. Oh,
More
well.
is always better.
Yeah.
It doesn't look
yeah, I like
bad,
it.
I don't think.
No.
It looks
No,
great.
yeah, it looks great. All right. Well, hopefully everybody's wrapping up this last project. We are first going to go do a drawing before we leave. So let me share the wheel of names again, and then we'll do a drawing. Okay, so here we go. Spinny, spinny, spinny.
I'll get my list.
Woohoo! Congratulations,
Yay!
Carol. You won.
Yay!
Oh, Carol, awesome.
All right. So, Carol, you'll be getting one of those little packages that Tracie's getting ready or got ready.
Email me her address, please.
I will. Yeah. So let's see. It's 12:30 here, 3:30 East Coast.
We're,
If
we're a
you're-
little behind, but that's okay.
If you're it's somewhere in between, it's probably 2:30 or somewhere in there.
2:30 here. Yep.
Yep, that's what I thought. Okay.
Sounds right
So
in the
how
middle.
about if we come back in 30 minutes? That should give the video long enough to upload. If I find there's difficulties, I'll put it on Facebook, but it should be done by then. And we can start up without it being finished. Because my internet's better now. We finally got really good high speed. Where I live, we had Ziply or we had Starlink before, but now we have Ziply because they put fiber up Highway 530 where we live. So
Nice.
we even have faster speed internet than what we had before and didn't have to spend a fortune on it. So yeah. But yeah, so why don't we come back in about 30 minutes and then Tracie will do her 4 projects.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Sounds
Thanks,
great.
everybody. And we will see you all again in about 30 minutes.
Happy lunch.
Sounds-
Okay.
sounds
Bye,
great.
guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, just kick us all out, Debbie.
Yeah, that way I can stay here.
How can I leave, Trace? 'Cause
I'll
I'm-
just, I'll
click the-
just kick everybody out, Sharon. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, because I've got to head to the back of the house.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.